Alright, so I thought I'd go for a little walk tonight. Cause why not? It's beautiful out, you know? Something just told me to go for a walk tonight, and I always listen when God tells me to go for a walk. So we'll see if we can see any bunny rabbits tonight. And my phone is only at like 30%, so, and having the light on really kills the power, so I'll turn the light off. But maybe that'll inspire a little dialogue. You know, I do this kind of just for me. I'm not expecting anybody to be watching my my videos here. It's so beautiful out tonight, though, you know? And I love living in a neighborhood where I just feel so at peace to walk. I feel in tune with my neighborhood. And I'm hoping Julia feels the same way. But yeah, it's beautiful out tonight. And maybe we'll find something to upcycle. Sometimes, like, wait a minute. This actually looks like the exact same pile that was here last week. But it's not. This must be a new pile. Yeah, that's a new pile. They're really throwing a lot of stuff away. None of it looks interesting, though. It's also a little early for the bunnies. Oh, look at this. We can turn on the little light for this. That's pretty. Now, last year, we saw a family of deer that lived on the street, essentially. They came out every night, and it was a mama and her baby, and it was the same ones, and they would just forage down my street. And it was really amazing because I didn't see any deer on any other street except for my street. So it almost, sometimes things just feel meant to be, you know? I haven't seen the family of deer this year. So we'll see if they come out this year. It's a little early for them too. It's actually a little early for the deer and a little early for the bunnies because it's only like 11. It's 11. I left the house at like 11:04. So it's kind of early for everybody right now. But we're just going to take my usual route and get a little jog. Not jog, I'm just getting a little walk in. It would be nice to get another picnic table for our backyard. And then, see, the problem with getting a picnic table is because the weather gets bad. If you get a wooden table, they fall apart really bad from the weather. So what you got to do is, if you're going to get a picnic table, make space at the head of the garage. And then as the weather gets bad, you can pull it into the garage and keep it safe from the elements. And nobody did that before. So if I ever got a picnic table for this property, that's what I would do. And a picnic table costs like a decent, like maybe $100 to $200 to $300 for a good picnic table. Now, it looks like, see, this street, the trash day is Friday. That's why you're not going to see, I think, any trash cans on this street. Maybe. Unless people just don't have them out. The other person has their trash can out. Yeah, I don't see any. But then if you go back down the other street, maybe they're there. Oh, wait, here we go. They have this can out. Ooh, that's a cool motion sensor they've got going on there. Okay, so usually what I do is I walk then up this street. So it's like kind of a zigzag, right? So you walk up this way. You try to keep a good pace, you know? Gotta keep moving. Moving and grooving. I love this tree. It's a cool tree. Okay. This house looks so much like mine. Colors and everything. I think honestly a lot of the houses here are very similar. You know, they're all built around the same time period. Like 1895. You know, drawers. Just drawers. Okay. So I think fiber just came into the neighborhood like about a year ago because these fiber boxes are right here now. Across the street. Perfect place for them at the church. Okay. Right, it makes it really easy to work on. And I'm sure they have some deal with the church, being that the church is probably tax exempt, which probably gives the city permission to put those there. Maybe. I don't know how it works, but that would be my guess. Okay. And we're just going on a short walk because I do have a lot of work I want to get finished as well tonight. Okay. But there's a couple really cool places I'm going to take Julia to. I'm going to show you one right now. It's this great restaurant. It's where, if you ever watched my old videos, Get Fit videos from early on, there was a fork that I found, and it was a giant fork. And it came from this restaurant, which I ended up returning a few months later. Do you remember the name of that restaurant? It was Sarita. Ooh, something smells good. But yeah, that restaurant's right here. Here it is right here, Sarita. Okay. So, from here, what I would do on my walk, because see, the church is there. But what I would always do is before I take a seat at the church in the garden and, meditate a little bit and talk to God, I would go down this street first. Make sure you get enough exercise, but also because this is where that cat was, and I would bring food if he ever showed up. And unfortunately, he only showed up when I didn't have food. And then whenever I did, he wasn't around. So, and sometimes that's for the best. You got to think about it like, well, it's not a bad thing. The fact is that you don't want to necessarily feed a cat and have it follow you and leave its home. Or maybe it's on specific diet or whatnot. I would think, though, that if someone was allowing their cat outside, they're probably not too worried about a stranger maybe feeding it some food, because honestly, people that are worried about their cats' lives deeply, I think you could let a cat outside with the thinking that, like, you want it to live a life and be free and enjoy itself and whatnot, and I think part of its life could be, being outside and stuff. But I also think you have to think of safety-wise. There's cars, there's antifreeze that drips under cars, and there's problems, so you got to be really safe. So if you're going to really want to keep your cat safe, you should just keep it inside. Wait a minute, I think that's a bunny rabbit right there. Hi. I think he sees the bunny rabbit. Oh, look at these flowers. First bunny I've seen tonight. It's interesting that it completely, I think it crossed over to get away from the dog. Hi. Hello. So cute. They are so adorable. There's just something, it's like being in Alice in Wonderland, these little bunnies. Hi. Okay. It smells like someone's doing laundry out here or something. Whoa. Wait, what the fuck? Look at this. That's funny. It's interesting. That's something a psycho killer would put up to draw you in and then murder you. Right? They put that up there and they go, ooh. It's like bait, right? A little bait. It feels like bait. You come up, and if you touch it, it rings an alarm inside or something, and then they swoop down, and a trap door or something. Who knows? You got to be careful in this world. There's bait. There's temptation. There's dangers, not just for cats, but for humans as well. Ooh, look at this lamp. Whoa. That's actually kind of cool. It's kind of a neat lamp. It's almost screaming upcyclable, but you know, it's almost. It is. It's almost screaming, grab me and rewire me and I'll work. I've wired a lamp before. But I don't need a lamp, so. Now, there was a time I did need a lamp, and I went out and I actually found one, and it worked, and it was great, and I'm still using it today. That big black lamp over my desk. So that's kind of cool. Okay, so you get to this street. This is where I would have seen the cat already. And then there's another cat up here that I've seen before, too. And it plays with a cat that lives on the opposite side of the street. At least that was my feeling, because it came from the other side of the street. And they kind of met in the middle. Huh. Now, I could go get a sandwich or something from the store. I actually have not been to that mini store in a long time. It's been like 8 months or something. But yeah, maybe I'll grab something to eat from the store. I probably didn't need to bring a jacket, but I wanted something to put my drink in. I like the pockets, that it has inside. Okay. So I've only seen one bunny rabbit so far tonight. But you know what? That's all you need sometimes. Urgent care. If it's so urgent, why isn't it open 24/7? Right? Oh my God, look at the gas price. Look at this thing. Okay. I think that guy's delivering food. Okay, let's pause this for now as I go into the store. All right, so that was perfect. It actually stayed on pause in my, look at that. It's kind of cool. So, Julia likes bang. She likes to bang. No, she So I got her a couple. I got their both flavors that they had. I know she's going to pick up her own for the trip, but I thought, it would be a nice little gift for her. Pick up both flavors that she likes. Picked up a spicy pastrami sandwich for me. And I like the Monster Java coffee mocha energy caffeine soup, but not the super duper one, because that just makes me, weird. I mean, I'm already weird, but it's not good. My body's like, that's too much, you know? And if I ever do like a drink like that, it's once, maybe every 3 months, you know? But she likes the Bang. So I got her the 2, cotton candy and whatever the other one was, because I love her and I, want to give her what she wants, to be happy and comfortable. Okay. So this is the Lutheran church, and I was actually baptized in a Lutheran church, and that was because, even though I'm Jewish, I was born Jewish, but I was baptized later in life when I was about 20. It was like 2000. So, and I was good friends with a Lutheran who was very good to me, and he really helped me to see myself. And so in hard times, I decided to get baptized, and really create a deeper relationship with Jesus. And the church I was walking by while I was thinking about this was Lutheran. And I thought, oh, that's like kind of like perfect because of that. Okay, so we didn't stop at the church, but that's because I really want to get home and get some work done. And you know what? I really want to make sure the cats don't fight when I'm gone. So this will be a real good test to see how they are when I'm not there. And I think, to be honest, this is the first time I've left them alone for this long, right? The last time I went for a walk, I left them alone. But that was only a 12-minute walk. And this is going to be like a 30-minute walk. So we're kind of, adding a little time, because if me and Julia, when we go to Niagara Falls and we're going to spend the night there, even though I'm going to have a neighbor check in on them periodically, it's important that, they're still going to be alone together a lot, right? So we don't want them to fight and get into it and go crazy, because cats have a tendency to not want to back down when they get into a fight, right? If that energy kind of happens, no one's going to want to back down, and that could get really bad. And Luna is really a sweet girl. She's older, and Luna's 13, and Sasha is like 1.5, right? And Sasha's a little ornery and territorial right now. And so I'm working on her. Whenever she gives Luna looks, I get her attention, and she gets it. So you just have to keep reinforcing that, no, that energy is not a road we go down, right? And I feed them together, and I think it helps to create a healthy, congenial environment. And hopefully then, eventually, wait a minute. Oh my God, that is the sweatshirt that I put there last week. And it just got moved. No one took it. Okay, I was hoping that whoever it belonged to would retrieve it. Oh well, if there was a clothing donation box, and I know there is one, but it's kind of far away, I would just drop it in there. Unless there's sometimes they're at these like marts. Wait, that mini mart's still open? See, that's how I know I'm walking early, because usually the mart that I went to is the only one open, because it's the only one in this area that's open 24 hours. Okay. Huh. So it's probably getting around 11:30 now. If I left at 11:04, and it's 25 minutes, but I was in the store for 3 minutes. So it's probably 11:30 right now. Actually, it's probably 11:30, almost 11:35 right now, is my guess. Okay. Well, that was nice. It was a good walk. We'll end it with a good night, everybody.